another episode of Coffee with Moshe. So, I'd like to discuss some of my travel experiences with the airports. Today we're going to feature a coffee made in Italy. What is it called? Parana Cafe. So one of the things I enjoy about traveling is having coffee in different places. That's truly one of my pleasures of travel. And to meet nice people and have coffee with them. So some airport stories, some good, some challenging. I remember coming back years ago when I attended karate college, and I get to the airport in New York, JFK, and the first people to question you at that time are various non-Israeli people, and they ask you some questions. Did you pack your own bag? Blah, blah, blah. Do you have anything that looks like a weapon? So, of course, I was bringing back some training tools for myself and my students, and I said, I was wearing the karate college t-shirt, and they asked me, do you have anything that looks like a weapon, anything sharp, etc.? So I said, let me think. I have two suitcases. I packed an M16, a shotgun, a Smith & Wesson, a Glock, a Beretta, a couple of pairs of nunchucks, a butterfly knife, some ninja throwing stars, and I think that might be it, maybe one or two more knives. And they looked at me like they were about to have a heart attack, and I said, but these are training weapons, I'm a Krav Maga instructor, and they just said, stand right here, don't move, bring in the Israeli staff. So like, of course I'm not worried. So they bring in this Israeli guy, and he says, hi, my name is Gilad. I understand we have some questions for you here. I said, hello Gilad, I'm Moshe. He says to me, I see you're wearing a martial arts t-shirt. What is that? I said, oh, that's karate college. What is that? It's a fantastic camp. It's run by this fellow, Dr. Jerry Beasley. All kinds of martial artists gather over there. We have 300 students. Many of them are instructors. Fantastic experience. He says, I do martial arts as well. Where do you train in Israel? I said, I train with Itai Gil. He says, I know Itai Gil. Who do you train with? He says, I train with Ronnie Kluger. I said, wait a minute. I know you. Ronnie Kluger was my teacher who certified me as an instructor at Wingate. I took a year course with him to become an instructor in Israel. I said, you're Gilad, his son. He said, that's right. I said, don't you remember we met at the seminar with Patrick McCarthy from Australia, and we even sparred a little bit? You punched me in the nose, I kicked you in the leg. He says, that's right, that was a good roundhouse kick. I said, good. I said, what are you doing here? He said, I finished the army and looking for a job. So I'm working in security. I get to travel a little bit, see some other countries. What are you doing here? I said, well, I just attended, like I said, this karate seminar. He said, so what's the holdup? I said, oh, these locals, they had some questions about my supplies. Nonsense. Come with me. We'll go right behind the machines, behind the metal detectors, behind everything. I'll take you straight to your check-in. No problem. Don't worry about it. So that was one of my pleasant airport experiences. Just to add a couple more, on a funny note, I remember one time I put my luggage in. I always try to bring as much as I can. And the woman looks at me and she says, you're a little overweight. And I was like, you know, those American donuts and, you know, maybe I had too much. And she said, I meant your luggage. Your personal weight is a personal issue. I really don't care what you weigh. I said, oh, well, thank you. There was one other case. I was stopped in Canada coming back to the United States, and they found the rubber guns. I used to travel with the rubber guns years ago. Today I don't. After 9/11, I got to be careful. So I no longer travel with the rubber guns because it gets me into trouble. So I was stopped, and I explained that it's a rubber gun, etc. The Canadians pulled it out. They said, well, on the x-ray, it looks like a real gun. I said, fair enough. So that caused a suspicion, yes, and you took it out and you saw that it's a training weapon. They said, yes, it's exactly the kind we use. I said, good. So what's the problem? Well, you can't enter America with that. You have to fill out a form. Why? because it looks like a real gun on the x-ray. But you took it out and you saw that it wasn't. They said, you have to fill out the form. I fill out the form, and in the form, one of the things that they ask for is the, how you say, machzanit, where the bullets go, the magazine. Is the magazine separated from the gun? And no, it's not. It can't be. It's just a rubber gun. It's a plastic. It can't be. So I go through customs, and I go to the Americans, and they said, it says here the magazine. I said, it's just a training weapon. So thank God they let me back into America. To be continued.